Now at 5, we're learning some new details about a man who was shot and killed on the east side. We're hearing from those close to him now who are desperate to find some answers.
And it's been a very nice start to the weekend, but we do have a chance for rain returning. I'll let you know when it arrives.
All right, Rob, and the community remembering a man found shot dead inside his apartment. What they're sharing about him tonight.
Good evening. It's 5 o'clock. Dustin's in for Felicia on this Friday night, and we start here at 5 with a search for answers. This after a prominent local music artist is killed, gunned down overnight. This happened on the east side.
It happened near Washington Street on I-465. Tonight, our Ashton Hackman has how those close to the victim are reacting to his death.
Just after 2 Friday morning in this parking lot off Franklin Road, Metro Police found this silver car sprayed with bullets. 35-year-old Eric Butler was shot. He was taken to the hospital and died shortly after getting there. Butler was better known by his rapper name, Lil E, a fixture in Indianapolis's rap scene. His music drew hundreds of thousands of views online. Studio Drew worked closely with him as an audio engineer.
It's sad. It's my friend, you know what I mean? Like, he's a legend in the city where, you know, you hope it's not real.
But it is real, and for many around him, heartbreakingly familiar.
Before his death Friday morning, Butler was still recovering after he was shot in this parking lot along East Washington Street in April. That case also has gone unsolved.
Butler's life included brushes with the law, with some past convictions for drug dealing, but those closest to him say it's only part of his story.
He lived his life in front of this city. All the headlines, all the drama that he's been through, where the whole city watching, most people trying to tear him down, where he's lived his life on the front page and he's bounced back every time.
Drew and others who work close with Butler says he had record offers pending and believed his biggest opportunity was still ahead of him.
I think the whole city just has to find a way to be positive and let his music live on, let his whole life live on forever of what he meant to the city and his creativity of it.
Now friends hope the music outlives the violence and a creative voice remembered long after it was silenced. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And going on more than 12 hours later, police still have not shared any information on what led to the shooting or who they believe may be responsible. Anybody with information is asked to reach out to IMPD, or you can call Crime Stoppers.
Right now, Metro Police are investigating a shooting on the near north side that left a victim in critical condition, all unfolding just after noon today near Washington, near 28th and Meridian. Police say when officers got there, they found a person who was shot. They went to the hospital last listed in critical condition. As of this hour, IMPD has yet to share any more information about the victim or what might have led up to that conflict. And so for no words on arrest, please call them if you can help them piece together what happened.
More eyes downtown. Police are installing a new public safety camera in one of the city's busiest areas. This new camera is going in at Washington Street and Illinois. If you're familiar with that area, you know that's right under the Arts Garden. IMPD says it'll help monitor activity in the area, lead to quicker response times, and help solve crimes. The Conrad Indianapolis covered the cost to install this camera in partnership with police. Just last week, 2 women were shot at a nearby intersection near Meridian and Washington. So far, no arrests in that case.
IndyCar driver and business owner in Zionsville, Graham Rahal, now is calling out the crime situation in Indianapolis after he claimed security for a car event that he was hosting refused to stay because they feared for their safety. So we want to show you this post from Rahal responding to a post from sportscaster Dan Dockage, who blamed Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears for crime in our city. Rahal saying in part, quote, "Indy has turned into a complete dump, and it's sad to say the least." We reached out to the prosecutor's office and also Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Racing for comment. We have yet to hear back from either.
Tonight, a family is searching for answers after a man was found shot dead on Indy's west side earlier this week.
It's hard because they live thousands of miles away and they haven't been able to see him just yet. Still tonight, there are people that are coming together to honor him. Jenna Webster shows us how.
Let us pray for him sincerely.
During times of trial, many turn to prayer.
Allahu Akbar.
Today, a full house at Al Hikmah Islamic Center.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
This Friday prayer is focused on the young man who dreamed of a better future here in the U.S., but will never see that dream come true.
When they heard the news, what happened, the family was shocked.
Police found 36-year-old Alpha Umar Aissatou Berry shot and killed in a West Side apartment Monday afternoon. Very little information is available about what led up to the shooting.
But I will make sure I treat him and fight for his right.
His mosque is working with the police to learn more and help get answers for his family back in Guinea. That's where Alpha's wife, son, and parents still live. They were able to watch his prayer for the deceased online. Fatoumata Batule Balde grew up with Alpha in Guinea and considers him a brother. She says he always made people laugh, loved his Islamic religion, and was trying to make a better life for his family here.
What can we do as a community?
Alpha's community now working to help return his body to Guinea so he can be buried with his loved ones.
They're asking for prayer for his soul, for Allah to grant him peace in Jannatul Firdaus, which is paradise.
Any piece of information does help to solve the problem.
Prayers for peace and prayers for justice.
Allahu Akbar.
In Indianapolis, Jenna Webster, 13 News.
Police tell us that right now they still are investigating Berry's death. And if you have any information that can help them do just that, you're asked to call them or call Crime Stoppers.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun has declared a state of disaster emergency for more than 2/3 of the state. We're talking 63 Indiana counties following Wednesday's severe weather. Take a look here. This is incredible video showing the path of a confirmed tornado. This one went through the Morgan Monroe State Forest. The emergency declaration is effective for 30 days and allows people impacted by these storms to get financial help. We've got a full list of the counties under that declaration right now on WTHR.com. And it wasn't just the tornadoes for all those counties. There was a lot of severe weather this week.
Flooding.
Flooding specifically.
Damaging winds.
Saw lots of video in Shelby County in particular. They got a ton of rain.
Right, and we saw some southeast down near Cincinnati. You know, it's interesting when you look at that path, not just how long it is, but the width. It's just really...
A half a mile wide.
Wow.
It was 880 yards wide, which is exactly a half a mile.
A couple of them traveled 6.5 miles.
Yeah, that one, the one you're looking at there, 15 miles it was on the ground, but that's only the preliminary report. The National Weather Service couldn't get into the rest of the state forest because of all the trees that were down, so they had no way to continue putting the path through the forest. We may add several more miles on top of that to the 15 and some change that they've already put down as the storm survey.
What is the official tornado count here this week as of now?
Just for this week, I'd have to go back and look. I know we had 6 from Tuesday, 3 from Wednesday, and then beyond that, the number goes up. I think we're up over 20 or something for one of the previous events. They're kind of all blurring together at this point, but we're up over 50 for the state.
Yes,
now.
for the year.
For the
so
year,
far.
yeah.
That's
remarkable.
just amazing that we're just here in June. We've already had 50 plus.
It's a combination of things. It's a combination of one, it's been a very busy, active year, but also the National Weather Service is getting better at identifying where some of these tornadoes may have gone that were on maybe the lower side that in the past they may not have counted because they went through a small forested area. They were weak, and now they really try to document every single case that's out there.
Yeah. Okay.
So
kind of an easy forecast.
Yeah, I was going to say, a quieter couple of days, although there is a
Thankfully.
chance of storms maybe on Sunday.
There is.
Too, I know.
I think we'll get through the next maybe 12 hours or so rain-free. We're looking pretty good. There's temperatures. It feels so comfortable outside because the humidity came down a bit, but the sunshine warmed us up into the upper 70s. And look, if you've got plans for this evening, the forecast is really going to cooperate. You've got a beautiful evening on tap. We do have a chance for some showers to arrive. This will get here sometime during the overnight, probably closer to sunrise, but it doesn't happen in the next few hours. Clear skies, maybe a couple of clouds continuing to filter in as we get into the overnight hours. Temperatures not quite as cool during the overnight. We do expect temperatures to stay in the low 60s. There's that chance for showers by sunrise, and this will carry us into the early part of the day. So we'll start in the 60s. We'll end up into near 80 for tomorrow, by the way. Just wanted to let you know this chance for rain, most of this chance is north of Indy, and that should wrap up about mid-morning, maybe late morning for some locations a little farther to the north, and then sunshine should move those temperatures up to 80 degrees. Sunday's a little bit of a different scenario where we do have a chance for some storms to arrive. I'll outline the timing of that for you coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, thanks so much. Well, it sure is to be a big weekend for the Indiana GOP. The Indiana Republican Party now set to host its 2026 state party convention. It's in Allen County, up along I-69 in Fort Wayne this weekend.
And at the very top of the agenda is choosing their nominee for Secretary of State. This is a two-day convention, and it kicks off tonight.
And you know, we've got you covered. Emily Longnecker is there to cover all the action of what is quickly becoming one of the most watched political contests this election season. Emily.
Yeah, it really has. And some of that is because there is a lot at play here on all sides of this race. We're going to get to that in a moment. But this weekend is about the Indiana GOP here in Fort Wayne, and who these delegates decide is the best person to run and win this race in November. Now, historically, that is the incumbent, the person who already has the job. But spoiler alert, that might not be the case this weekend. That's because on the Republican side, this is a four-way contest. The current Secretary of State, Diego Morales, is facing three other challengers this weekend. Knox County Clerk David Shelton, Max Engling, a former top aide to U.S. Senator Jim Banks, and conservative activist Jamie Reitnauer. That's not the only challenge Morales has faced heading into this convention. He's also faced calls from some within his own party, including Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita and Senator Banks, to step out of the race over concerns and questions surrounding his electability in November.
I think you have on the line the question of somebody who's served in this office before as an incumbent, who has a lot of baggage, a lot of liabilities, a lot of self-imposed controversies, seeking to try to maintain that position in the office. And you see a lot of big names, a lot of important people within Indiana's Republican Party saying they don't support him. They don't want to see him in this role.
UIndy political science professor Dr. Laura Merrifield Wilson is talking about concerns surrounding Morales' spending of taxpayer money while in office, including questions around his travel expenses and the hiring of at least one family member at a high salary. Questions already being brought up by the Democratic nominee for Secretary of State, Bo Bai. He's not the only one questioning Morales' record. Former Republican Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard is trying to get on the ballot in this race as an independent. Ballard has said he wants to restore dignity to the office. Despite the questions and calls to step aside, Morales has declined, continuing to seek the votes of the 1,800 delegates who will make the final decision. And those delegates help kick off the convention tonight, along with leaders in the Indiana Republican Party. Governor Mike Braun is expected to speak, along with U.S. Senator Jim Banks. Another United States senator will deliver the keynote address for the convention. That's U.S. Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana. So a big night here in Fort Wayne, followed by what's likely to be a long day tomorrow with several rounds of voting before the party ultimately chooses the nominee for Secretary of State. We'll be here for all of it and bring you the results. In Fort Wayne, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
All right, Emily, thank you. And now here are all of the candidates running for Secretary of State. This is a crowded field on both sides of the political aisle. The Republicans we just mentioned include Max Engling there on the left. He's an advisor to U.S. Senator Jim Banks. Then you got Diego Morales. He's the current Secretary of State. Jamie Reitnauer is a conservative activist. And David Shelton is the Knox County Clerk.
Bo Bai is the nominee for the Democratic Party.
And Lori Schillings is the Libertarian nominee. Former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard is still collecting signatures, though he's trying to get onto the ballot through the Lincoln Party. And he says he's close. He had more than 35 of the 37,000 signatures that he needs. We're going to have a full recap of the convention, the Republican convention, coming up on this week's episode of Crossroads Politics. We're going to take you there, the highlights. We're going to have highlights and reaction. It's available on our WTHR streaming app. That's how you're watching us right now. It's going to be Sunday morning at 10 here on WTHR. And of course, we'll also have more tomorrow on 13 News at 6 and 11. All right, let's take you live outside now. This is the party. Man, what a great night for it, too. World Cup fans across central Indiana cheering on Team USA today. Ahead at 5:30, we're going to take you to a watch party. This is in Fishers, where fans are taking in all the action. Rob?
Oh, I wish those nice conditions could last through the entire weekend, but unfortunately, we've got a chance for severe storms sometime on Sunday, mainly to our west. I'll outline how much of that may move into Indiana.
Thanks, Rob. Plus, today happens to be Juneteenth. We're going to show you some of the celebrations that are taking place all across our area next.